I've really enjoyed this conversation, and I want to turn to another angle, and that is promotion. What do you say to a millennial, hey, I worked here for 6 months, I want to be promoted? How do you deal with people like that? Do you say, shut up?
Even if you're feeling that inside, that's the wrong answer.
Okay.
You basically want to make sure that they understand and you communicate clearly what is a path to promotion, how long does it take on average, kind of low end and high end, and what are the criteria. It comes back to being transparent and setting clear goals and expectations for people. And, you know, it's not like they're going to go somewhere else and get promoted in 6 months in a well-functioning company that's doing the right thing. If you run your company well and you communicate well with your people, they'll be okay. They'll get there. We were all young and aggressive once. And to be clear, they're not that different than when we were their age. We were all type A, wanted to get promoted and manage lots of people, and wanted to be 28 and CEO of a huge organization, and it took longer. Okay.
Is that what it is, Michelle?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of undercurrent of this instant gratification society, right? And so this goes back to wanting things faster, sooner, et cetera.
Right.
So it is about clear expectation setting. It is about not just, I think you tell them to bide their time, that's not going to work. So it is about these are the skill sets that you have to bring to bear. And what often happens, or what I'm seeing, is that when someone has been a great individual contributor and they've had success, that is often then the chance that they have to now step up into a managerial role. As we know, that's a different skill set, right? And so there's a paradox here where your success has been being an individual contributor, and now your success also needs to be tied to the employee that you manage, and making sure that the incentive alignment within the company is supportive of that, and also to tease out what does that look like to be a good manager.
Right.
These are the group that I work with of millennials. They are constantly asking for feedback, but also for how do I do this better? Can you provide me some tools? Where's the starting point? I know how to do this, but I have this operational or technical competence, but how do I translate that to them? Just there's so many questions to get to that next level that need to be addressed. And I think in the conversations of why not get promoted in 6 months, say, well, it's not just about the job you're doing now. There's a whole world out there that you're going to have to be prepared for. So I'm going to help you talk about or understand what those hurdles are, and we're going to build towards that.
I understand. The other thing that Michelle said that's really important is the criteria changes. What does it mean to be a good manager versus a good individual contributor? And I found that your ability to scale as a leader, the variable that's got the biggest impact on it is the quality of your direct reports. And so hiring good people, developing good people, and allowing them to shine, that's what a good manager and a good leader does. And so I think trying to help your younger generation of leaders as they're evolving, understand that it's no longer really about them, that being about them is by building a great team of people around them that make them look good. Not that they do all the work, but did you develop them? That's when somebody says, oh, that's a leader I want to follow.
So is that what the model of an inspirational leader is for millennials?
Well,
somebody who makes them better?
There's probably a million books on this topic of being an inspirational leader. The one thing that I think is very tactical, but sometimes gets missed, is before they're ever even in the seat, before somebody managers in the seat, there's the hiring process. And the paces that need to happen in that hiring process are really important to making sure you get the right people in the seat, to making sure that you're the right leader for them. And back in the old day, there was an interview, maybe we had a case study, something like that. Many companies now are turning toward aptitude tests, personality profiling, to help them get a little more texture around the individual that's coming in. And you're always shooting a little bit in the dark. You hope it's going to work. You hope the fit's there, but you don't know for sure. Some of these tests add that additional layer of information. So that's where I think sometimes gets skipped. You think you're starting with a static space of employees and you just need to be an inspirational leader. You need to hire right. And it goes to Rob's point, where that direct report, how successful you are is how successful those direct reports are in their role.
Right.